All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Everybody good? Everybody cool? Everybody clean? Everybody crisp? Everybody ivory? Let's talk, Postal family. Let's talk some numbers. Let's talk some reality. I want to piggyback off of one of my old videos. I want to piggyback off of Miss K's videos. I want to talk about some of the comments that I get in my YouTube inbox. I want to do all of that. I want to address it. I'm going to have a little fun with it. Stick around, stick around, stick around. First off, I as a business owner, Jay the business owner, says, hey, pay attention. Because we got this 10-year plan. And then everybody like, yeah, whatever, dude, whatever. Who's that guy? It's Mr. DeJoy. And some weirdo go on the internet and say, hey, y'all better watch out. Mr. DeJoy gonna tell y'all what's going on. And then y'all tell this guy on YouTube, man, you tripping, dog. Ain't nothing happening, cuz. And I'm like, y'all better watch out. Coming down the pipe. And here we are. Shit done came down the pipe. But let's do some figures, shall we? Because people don't see what's really going on. I know that people were very upset about this RCA thing, and this RCA thing is leading to other things. And again, this is where Mr. DeJoy said he was going to save some money. Everybody nationwide complaining about they ain't got no overtime, and that is because Mr. DeJoy said, hey, what do we need overtime for when you guys don't even work as hard as you're supposed to? This is his mindset. I understand it. I understand it. People getting overtime for really no work. So he cuts the overtime. That's a big, 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 big chunk of money. So that was one way. And I'm leading to something here. Follow me, baby. Follow me. So you figure if he cut overtime nationwide, he probably easily got close to $1 billion cut just in these last 4 months, just because of the cutting of overtime. But I figured I'd even dig deeper, just so you guys could understand the mindset of the simplicity of an hour here, 2 hours there. And I want you guys to pay attention because it's simple. I don't have my little helper with me right now because it's actually 3:30 in the morning. But RCA's complain because their hours got cut. I see the comments, $11,000 off their route for the year, 15 grand here, 12 grand here, etc. And I felt like I needed to address this because I just said the overtime, they just cut close to $1 billion in overtime. You're like, Jay, there's no freaking way. Well, yes, there is a freaking way. Because watch how I show you how this is done. See, I actually opened my eyes for you guys. All right, back to normal. So the average RCA minimum that they get paid per hour is $26 an hour, right? Right. So they said they were going to cut 70% of the routes. 70% of the routes were going to get cut. You guys have 130,000 rural carriers nationwide. That's an average. I think it's a little bit more than that. 80,000 routes they cover. Let's do some math. 80,000 times 70% comes out to about 60,000 routes. 60,000 routes got cut nationwide. And I'm going to use the most minimum number out there so you guys can see. If only 60,000 routes got cut, and they only shave 2 hours. Now, I know realistically they shave probably about 4 here, 5 there. I'm using the minimum number, 2 hours. Y'all like, nah, man, that man shaved 5 hours off my route. I'm like, I'm using 2 as an example. 2 hours, 2 hours. And again, the smallest number that the rural carriers make is $26 an hour. And I want you to see how this works. Y'all probably got your calculators out like Jay got his calculator out. So here it goes. So if they save 2 hours per day, 2 hours per day. That's $52 per day. On a normal route, let's say it's 5 days a week, times 5 days a week. That's $260 per week that they saved, right? Okay, for one route. 260 times how many weeks in a year? 52 weeks a year. Wow. So off of one route, they saved $13,500 for the year for one person just by shaving 2 hours at the minimum rate. Follow me, Postal family, follow me. 13,520 minimum at the minimum pay rate times how many routes did I say there was? 60,000 times 60,000. Boom. 60,000 routes. 60,000 routes got cut at the minimum 2 hours a day. The math says that 13,000 and some change times 16,000 times 60,000 routes comes out to a staggering $811 million. $811 million that they saved just by saving 2 hours minimum pay off of 70% of the routes nationwide. That's almost $1 billion just by cutting that. Ain't that something? That's how he's saving the money. He saved almost $1 billion from the overtime, because that's excessive. Save that from there, that's excessive. So if they got the regular workers through their overtime, they hit the rural carriers through shaving their routes. Who you guys think is next? Oh, come on, who you think is next? Well, Jay, it should be let's tell you who it's gonna be. As DeJoy said at his meeting, that the supervisors are safe. The ones that work directly with the workers, they're safe. The supervisors are safe. The ones that are hand in hand are safe. Because they're the ones that deal with us directly. But who's not safe? The manager. The managers that make almost $100,000 a year at your station. Why do you have a manager at your station if you got supervisors and 204Bs? You got a manager at the station, $100,000 a year minimum. Better than that. Why do they have a postmaster at your station when they still have an MPO over the postmaster over the stations? So you not only they're gonna be doing something with them managers, they're gonna be doing something with them postmasters. They're gonna be out of work. They're gonna be out of their normal positions. It's coming down the pipe. So when these people that do watch me, and I know there's plenty of people that do watch me, this is not what I said. This is what Mr. DeJoy said, and so far he's delivering. He said the supervisors are safe. Now I ask you guys to look at your stations. Notice that your postmasters and your managers are visible now. Look at it. Notice that the last year, you barely saw your manager. You may not even know who your manager was or your postmaster was, but all of a sudden you see them out there on the floor working with you. Why do you think that is? Jay just told you. Jay just told you why. Oh, let's talk about the plant. Why y'all got 4 MDOs working at one time? Manager distribution operations. 4 minimum. Then you got supervisors of distribution. You got 4 of them. Then you got 204Bs. You probably got about 8 of them. Then you got how many people do you guys need to run this piss poor operation? Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Sorry about this. It's not a slur. Not a slur. Somebody gonna get offended. Jay, you know that's not. Hey, enough, all right? Jake, right there, okay? Don't try to flag my video because I said Indians. First off, Jay is West Indian, all right? So, anyway, Yeah, just think about that. All of the supervisors, the ones that are directly in hand with you, they're safe. Mr. DeJoy's words. But you got $100,000 a year people that you barely see. What is their use? This man is strategically doing this. This is not for you guys to brag or boast or be happy because people will be losing their jobs, because they're technically not going to lose their jobs. Their jobs will be transformed into something else. And for those thinking about, hey man, if the station is going to a plant, then why do we need the 204B that's at my station? Why do we need the station manager at my station? Why do we need the supervisor at my station? Why do we need the postmaster at my station? The key is they don't. They don't, because we've got plenty of people over at the plant. Just imagine that. If they put 5 more stations at a plant, plus all the managers there, there's too many of them. There's people that are going to be moved around, accessed. Used that in my last video, accessed. Why? Because we don't need this foolishness. These people are getting paid way too much to do very little. And yes, Mr. DeJoy sees you as well. My last video was about the workers that do very little, and now it's about the managers. Sorry, it's true. There's some managers that get on the grind. There's other managers that sit behind a desk and collect that check. I earned this. Yeah, you think so? It doesn't matter to me. It definitely matters to Mr. DeJoy, because Mr. DeJoy is taking care of business all the way from top to bottom. I don't agree with a lot of things he does. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but I understand as a business model, if we just almost got $1 billion just from some RCAs, 10 postmasters, 10, $100,000 each, just 10 equals $1 billion, right? Yeah, 100,000 times 10. That's $1 billion, right? Yeah. Just 10. How many you think they got nationwide? He know what he doing, cuz. You see me? He know what he doing, because if the station manager's making damn near 100 grand, postmaster making 100 grand, some of the 204Bs or some of the actual supervisors at the stations that have been there for at least 15 years, they're close to 100 grand, if not 100 grand. So you got 3 people making 100 grand at one station, $300,000 coming out just from 3 people. Yeah, nah. It don't make sense. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. If they ain't producing, it don't make sense. Don't be mad at Jay. Just telling you what it is. Just telling you what it is. Did I answer anybody's question today? Let's answer a question or two, shall we? Let's go over here, scroll down, look over here. Let's see. Right, okay. Right. The hiring process so crazy. Got hired in 12/31. They said I'd be called back to work. It's been 4 months later. USPS Mac, don't worry about it. They're gonna bring you back there, brother or sister. All right. Oh. Pure. I didn't mean to say the name. But you've been riding with me for a minute. For a person to have been with this company as long as you have, you should know you cannot do someone else's job. That will cause grievances. The managers need to make sure there are enough people to do the jobs at the local. I agree. I guess you're referring to the last video where I said I'm at a door and here's the expediter and they're right there and they say, oh, I'm not doing your door. Yeah, okay, well, I understand that to a degree, but should I suffer because the individual that's supposed to be scanning my door is standing down there talking to somebody while you're standing there doing nothing, literally nothing? That's the key. I can understand if you're occupied and you're busy doing something, but if you're doing nothing, you can't say, oh no, that's Jenny's door. You gotta wait till she done down there talking. But what the hell are you doing? I have work to do. If you're physically not doing anything, your job description, screw what the grievances say. Your job description is a mail handler, is to handle the mail regardless of. You guys talking about, oh, you file a grievance, you saying because you're doing somebody else's work? Technically, you're not doing somebody else's work if they're not working. And you're standing there doing nothing. You're literally standing right next to me. I can understand if you just took over the person's whole bid and started doing it. Hey, man, yeah, driver came in, you was down there picking your nose, flirting or whatever. But now, you know, I scanned them in. 15 minutes is the time limit, FYI. 15 minutes. You see somebody doing some of your work in a craft, in case you weren't aware, it has to be 15 minutes or more. So if it took you 3 minutes to scan my truck, they can't file a grievance. If it took somebody, if I, as a manager or MDO, you see me pushing mail down the dock, oh, I'm gonna file a grievance. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Because what happens with that is the mail handler turn around and lie. Oh yeah, Jim was out on the dock working. Man, I moved 2 GPCs aside. 15 minutes. 15 minutes or more of work. That's the rule. But if you choose to lie, remember, if you choose to lie and they come back to bite you, it's on you. You zimmy, this is JH. We got some more fire to come in this week. I'm gonna break it down for you a little bit more. Understand, this is a business. This ain't personal. And we all wanna have a job at the end of the day. We all wanna have a job, regardless of whether or not we making a killing or not. If it's not worth it to some of us, y'all already know what we need to do. Need to leave. If it's worth it to you and you want to stick through it, then stick around. Let's get on for this ride. You zimmy, this is JH. And we out.